It's draft eve. It's NFL draft eve. He's Ramon Foster in Hendersonville, Tennessee. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports here in downtown Pittsburgh. Moan, have I mentioned yet that it's draft eve?
It is draft eve. We get past all the lies, all of the mocks, all of everything you could have ever thought of. DK, as a matter of fact, man, I know we're a little bit behind on this, but guess what? The show still goes on after I hit the bell.
Just like that. It's like everyone's thinking, well, he could have hit the bell at 4 o'clock. Family comes first, my friends. Okay. That's the beauty of being in we have our own little family here. Moan's got one to himself.
Yes, I did. And we had to get some stuff. Yeah, it was me, Teresa. Tardy Moan did it. It's all good. It's all good. You're still going to get the same quality out of this one, okay? So, hey, and by the way, Doughy Rob, however we call this, you're right. We're getting better at this thing, DK.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
The intros are coming on time, man. Hey, look at us.
Well, one thing that you guys need to know is that this was something that Moan and I discussed off camera here for a while. This little part of my hair sticking up here there. This has been going on for a few weeks where we said, let's do it live now.
Yeah.
And mess up like crazy so that by the time the NFL draft comes along, we'll be like, real smooth with it.
We're cooking. And see, this is the part of it too, DK, that I appreciate, man. I just saw a comment that I was like, yeah, now we're building onto something from you guys. It's this. We entertained ourselves. Yeah, y'all come to us with a commentary and our opinions. But this is becoming a family, and I absolutely love this, DK.
No, it's except Kyle. Kyle is not welcome here. If you missed yesterday's show, that's on you.
You know what? I'm going to make an exception. Kyle is always welcome, man, because you know what? Every family, okay, every get-together has that one family member that's in the corner. You be like, look at Uncle Kyle over there. He's just waiting for a fight to pop off. I like a good fight every once in a while, DK. We get family issues handled then, and we did. Kyle just happened to have a bad day yesterday.
Yeah, no, Kyle, you're always welcome back.
Absolutely.
Although I haven't seen him yet today, so.
Well, he kind of showed up late yesterday. That's what he said, man. Maybe he got that promotion today. That's what we were talking about, right? Right.
The last thing we're going to talk about on draft eve is just your final impressions, your final feel. In fact, Moan, I'm going to challenge you on this one. Don't even get technical. Don't even get specific or anything. Just like, where are you with your feel for what it is that they want or who it is that they want?
Okay, perfect. Okay. For me, this draft is polarizing almost in a sense. I've said this before. If you've ever wanted my opinions on this draft, it's polarizing, DK, because we're talking mainly about the first round draft picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you break these first round draft picks down, and we could go deeper into tight end X from University C.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Like this draft pick from beginning to end, from number 1 to number 31. By the way, us not having 32 picks this first round. Right. Insane to me too with your Pittsburgh Steelers on that draft pick. Okay. But nobody overly loves a guy. Nobody hates a guy. Nobody is a bona fide superstar in this. But nobody's a dud in this first round either. Every position, except for the quarterbacks, almost have a fallback plan. That's what's so crazy about it. If we talk about the quarterback, Bryce Young, you love him, but you hate his size. And that's a legitimate argument. The stuff that we talked about in past about guys have been like small item things. Like this is like size stuff. CJ Stroud with this S2 test that he's had to take and the whether he can go through the progressions of quarterbacking.
What a story, by the way. Just to throw in aside here, did you see his interview, his comments on it? It's like, how do you stand in front of people? Okay, and I give him all the credit in the world for doing it. You stand in front of people and say, hey, I'm not dumb. Like that. This is, by the way, the NFL is the only sport that puts people through this. You don't have it. You don't have it in baseball. You don't have it in hockey, and I don't believe you have it in basketball. And hey, by the way, CJ, they said you're dumb. Okay, well, hang on a second. Do you really have to be that much smarter to be a quarterback than you do, for example, a baseball pitcher?
That's so true, DK.
Do you?
I don't think
why
so.
Is that?
But see, this is the thing, though, too. Like I said, you asked me about this draft. Like, you're hitting on exactly as I said, right, DK? Like, we're talking about all things that with a parachute attached to. It's like, oh, I love them, but here's this parachute. Here's this umbrella that they can get underneath. But no, you're right about that. Football is the only sport. Is it because it's the biggest concentration of like eyes, audience in the United States? Is that why? You know, because this is the thing. So I'm gonna get back to how I feel about this group, this draft. Okay, my thing is this. I've met some guys that have not been book smart when it comes down to it. Okay, we can say that, but their football IQ, their ability to process plays, their ability to process them mentally and go make those plays have been at an all-time high, DK. Like, I've seen dudes be like, man, how did you pick that up? Like, I'm a smart dude, but I didn't see this. Like, so to judge a guy off of what you think a test says is borderline insane to me. Is there some justification in it? Yeah. But the part of me says this too. If you know what I do bad, then why focus on that? Focus on my strengths and build up my negatives after that. That's also a part of coaching too. Or do you just want the best tested guy so it'll make your job easy? As Coach Tomlin said, don't talk to me about stuff that's coaching. If you're telling me that a coach can't teach a player something, then that's a lazy coach. Don't give me the guy that's gonna make my job that much easier that I don't want to coach. Ben had his ups and downs, right, when it came to his technique and how he played quarterback. Mm-hmm. Guess what to do? Bring in coaches that can correct those things, build him up, make him the Hall of Fame player that he became.
Yeah, that was actually, it's funny, when Ben came in, everything was like, let's just simplify things and let's keep it whatever else. And nobody was saying Ben's dumb. Ben's not dumb. Okay?
Right.
But there might be certain things I don't know. I just don't like the idea of a test that puts this on display for everybody when in fact you might have, how do I put this? I'm going to try to find a gentle way to say this. Okay.
Go ahead.
But you got my back here, right?
Uh-huh.
I have covered athletes in all three of the sports that I cover. Okay. Yeah. In football, in baseball, and hockey, who I thought, just being blunt here, we're dumb as a rock.
Okay, that's fair.
But they could go on the field, on the mound, on the ice, and just do these like brilliant, instinctive things. And I could never figure that. I could never make that work for me. Was it because they were using all of their available brain space on football, baseball, or hockey? I don't know, but I do know that there's not a test in the universe they would have passed.
Yeah. And you know what, though, DK? Let me ask you this. Do you believe guys can evolve into businessmen inside of the NFL? I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've seen myself learn the stock market as much as I possibly can with having no knowledge of going into the NFL. You mean that didn't make me a left tackle? That didn't make me a left guard? That doesn't make me a quarterback? I've seen dudes come from positions in this world where it's just like, that's what they do good. I'm judging them off of what they do on the field, right? Or on the ice, or on the diamond. Like, it's all of those things. But I just had to say that as far as every player has something in this draft that you don't like. Jalen Carter, love him, but I don't love the charge that he had, that he was racing on the highway, right?
Man, Chandler Chase has you busted here. He has you busted.
Come on, Chandler. It's hump day. There we go. Now we're back. Okay.
Now we're back, and we're going to boomerang all the way back to the subject at hand, and that is your field. Who are they taking?
Okay.
What are they taking? This is your last chance.
This is my last chance.
We're having another show.
I know we're doing more than this. We're going to rehash who they actually take in the first round too. Who do I feel like? This is a defensive draft to me. As much as we're saying, oh well, it makes sense to, because that's one of the strongest, biggest positions, that and tight ends this draft. So it's easy to say, oh, get you a quality one. But this team has to get on track and competing. Defensive stops to me is huge. It's a premium. We got to get back to stopping the ball. And this is what I don't want when we speak. I don't want the seesaw effect of our team. And for the last about 7-8 years, we've had the seesaw effect of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Offense here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Defense weighing you down. Right now, defense here. Offense is weighing you down. We need to come to right here. If you listen to me on the podcast, I'm doing an even seesaw effect.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get to, as a team, we get to the even seesaw effect. Philly was there. Kansas City delivered, right? As far as being even. Tampa, when they won it, they delivered. We, for about the last 8 years, DK, have been the seesaw effect of a team. One side outslants the other. That's why I think it's important. Screw the offensive line right now as far as that depth and trying to go get that guy. I want defense, and this is me being an offensive guy saying that.
Jim Fairfield takes us into the break beautifully with this. Muhammad Ali couldn't pass a written test for the armed services. That's a true story. If there was a smarter guy in the ring, police show. No, smarter in the ring. No. Smarter in any walk of life. You want to talk about someone who could handle his business.
Yeah.
And I mean business. We're not going to top that example.
No.
Today. When we come back, Moan, it'll be the only segment that matters.
We're taking all your questions, so that means, hey, Moan.
At DK Pittsburgh Sports, we take pride in coverage that connects our city's fans to their favorite teams. Now, that connection's stronger than ever. Introducing our all-new state-of-the-art app. Find expert inside reporting and original podcasts. Check live box scores. Track the latest stats. Chat it up with our community of thousands of fans, all in one place. The new app from DK Pittsburgh Sports. Coverage that connects.
We're back on the Ramon Foster Show, the pre-draft, the draft eve edition of this show. We had a good question from Justin, and I can't find it now. It's because I was waiting to do it in the following segment.
Is it you fell in the test? Was that it? I saw one Justin on here. I don't remember what it was, DK. I missed the one that you had. Either way, though.
No, that's good stuff here. Hey, Moan, what do you think of Cody Mock, and do you see him as a guard or a tackle? That's a good one.
Easily. He's a guard all day long and twice on Sunday, okay? My breakdown of Cody Mock is this. Malk, I think is actually how you say his name. Cody Malk, 6'5", 302, played tackle at North Dakota State. He'll have to fight the stigma that he's coming from a small school, number one. He's a tough-nosed kid, grew into an offensive lineman, if I'm not mistaken, was a hockey player, first got his fronts knocked out that way.
Yeah.
You've seen him. He's got one of the best profile pictures. I saw him at the Senior Bowl also, too. Moved really well. He has one of those slender lower bodies, though, so I wonder what his anchor is going to be like in this league. I don't think he's not strong, but dudes with narrow legs, lower trunks, man, I always worry about them on the interior when it comes down to their anchors, man. Probably is an NFL guard, moves well in space. I said this. My biggest question is his level of football that he's played. Will that aggressiveness transfer over to the NFL? His tape does show he was the best offensive lineman in their division in which they were playing. That is a major plus for me. If you're going down to get a player, meaning divisions of ball, North Dakota State, then the guy that you're going to go get, especially in the interior, offensive line or defensive line, they better be dominating, and he did.
Kat says, hey, Moan, Ben mentioned in his last podcast with Ryan Shazier that they would play Tennessee Whiskey for you in practice. Is this true? And how tired of that song are you?
Never tired of that song. Do you hear me?
Oh,
Tennessee Whiskey by George Stapleton. Oh my gosh, I can't get enough of that. Love them for even mentioning that for me, man. Absolutely. Beautiful.
Hey, Moan, says Brendan, if the Steelers don't land one of those top tackles, like Johnson, Jones, or Wright, would this draft be considered a failure, especially considering the capital that the Steelers have at their disposal? I guess that's going to depend to some extent on how they value Dan Moore.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're making it sound, Brendan, like, whoa, they've really got to do this. But then those are some of the vibes that we're getting.
Chris Stapleton's name, by the way, too, is the Tennessee Whiskey song. With that being said, I like these guys in the draft. I think they're really good talents, but I'm talking about what's exactly going to get the Steelers over the top when it comes down to competing. Only thing I can say is, and I had this conversation with a buddy of mine earlier, okay? If the Steelers are trying to compete, trying to have a room full of competition as far as offensive line, defensive line, you go get a guy because this is this. And maybe Omar learned, or maybe the Steelers learned. Don't allow a room to age itself out to where you got to go into the pits to not have a factor of guys coming behind you. Meaning me, Pounce, Dave, Al, Gil. We got old on them, and then they had to scramble to go find guys to keep them competitive. So if they're trying to get away from that, maybe. I don't see a necessity to go get a tackle that early in the draft is what I'm saying. But 17 is a sweet spot. You can pick there and be okay if you have a guy drop to you. I like all of those dudes that you mentioned.
Justin says, hey, Moan, my new boss wants to know what draft night eve is like for players. Were your emotions all over the place? You tell your new boss he can come on too.
Hey, tell your
one.
Tell your boss, get with it, man. Come on over here and join us. He can ask himself. He or she can ask himself. But emotions are all over the place. This is the moment that leads up to all the things you imagine as a kid. I remember being like 9, 10 years old playing football in my grandmama's backyard, just tackling without pads on type of stuff. And to have the opportunity to be drafted, which I wasn't, and I'm okay with that still. But the idea that it's your opportunity to be in front of NFL teams, nothing better. Nerves, trying to make sure everything is right. Hey, my phone, all those things, my phone's not cut off. Yeah, it's a lot of goodness that goes into actually living out your dream.
Ryan points out, as often is the case on this program, that I have got to remind everyone.
Come on, DK.
That at the Get-Go Cafe and Market, quality is at the core of every menu item, Moan. 3 expert chefs. There's fewer than 3 days even to this draft starts, 3 expert chefs fine-tune every detail so that every sub, burger, salad, wrap, drink, and app is crafted for what they refer to as crave-ability. Order your favorite entry at the Get-Go Cafe and Market today. Better believe it. Thanks for the heads up on that one, Ryan. Ryan's sharp, man.
Let me go to a sharp one real quick, though, DK. I have to address this. Can I?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they want it anyway, so I'm going to give it to them. Okay, DK? You mine?
Go ahead.
Is the floor mine? All right, here we go.
There we go.
This. K2B. I hope DK Ramon has beef with Arthur Most. It was mentioned by someone on that show. I love both. Go Steelers. That's my comment. Your last statement after that, I love both. Listen to me. Arthur Most, a former friend of mine. We set the show up at a time that DK and I could both work at this time, okay? With that being said, everybody's welcome. Everybody support everybody in this one. This back and forth, I'm clearing it right now. If you come to ours, go to his, cool. It's fine. But this battering back and forth, that ain't how we're rolling over here, okay? So if y'all want to create that discussion, fine. DK and I will not go into that lab, okay? I feel like Moats and his guy won't either, okay? So we cleared that. That's the last of it. That will not be a thing. This was the time that works for me. 3 Central. DK, it's the time that works for you before you hit the parks, go on the road.
I'll be out of this door within 30 seconds of the conclusion of this show heading to PNC Park. So, yeah, this is my time.
So that's the last conversation, okay, that we'll have about that one. Arthur Moats is a guy of mine. We've had conversation about this type of thing before. I think he got my show before I got mine. So y'all go over there and tell him I said what up. Hey, all good. All right? Thank you.
Chris says, hey, Moan, is there a curveball pick that maybe we're all overlooking? I got to tell you, this has been bugging me. You know what happens? You get close to the actual event.
Okay.
And you think to yourself, your greatest fear as someone who's really been immersed in this is, man, I might have just wasted like several months of analysis and research and everything. And then they're just going to like draft, I don't know, an outside linebacker. And you're going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Really?
The position I think that will have me questioning is middle linebacker. And I may have said this yesterday, because I like them some, but I don't love any of them in this draft. I think you're a draft away from finding your guy probably when it comes down to going at middle linebacker. I love the field general up the middle. The one position that would get me would be middle linebacker. Maybe outside edge, but I wouldn't be shocked if they did go that route.
Yeah, because there just aren't any. And I know every time I say that, I get all kinds of names that show up here, and it's like there's no one there where you say, okay, this is the player.
Yeah,
this is someone that you're looking at 17.
Is that good or bad though, DK?
I don't want him.
Yeah, no. That's the only position that has me saying, yeah, I'm good on that position. Is the middle linebacker in the first round. Lord, I hope we don't get a middle linebacker in the first round. Then I got to walk back all these comments.
Good stuff for Chad here. He says, hey, Moan, I saw you standing with Mike Tomlin at the Senior Bowl. So Chad was hanging around in Mobile, Alabama. Says, did Mike T ask for your insight on the offensive lineman there?
He was.
Chad's digging here. I like this. Chad's like, I'm not here to mess around. I want info.
He did ask for my information, specifically on Darnell, and that means probably nothing. Okay, Darnell Wright from Tennessee. We talked about the big kid from Ohio State, DeJuan Jones. We spoke about him. We talked about some Avila, the guys on the interior also. We just sat back and looked, and this is the thing, too. If you ever watch Coach Tomlin, he's going to go watch the bigs. He's entertained by the small skill dudes, okay? But the bigs is where you win in this league. And he was asking my input when guys take a rep. Hey, this is what I saw. And whatever he took from it, he did. But we had conversations about that.
Everybody comes with Nolan Smith, and there's a couple other names. Look, facts are facts. There just isn't anybody who's excited about the inside linebackers as first rounders. Now, when you say that, that doesn't mean you're burying their careers. There are great Hall of Fame linebackers that have come through not just 1 through 7, but undrafted.
Yeah. So this is me when it comes down to Nolan Smith. Blake, I'll be honest with you. I said there's no linebacker that I take in the first round for this team, how it's built right now. But these numbers that he says, hey, Moan, could Nolan Smith move to middle linebacker? He's 6'2", 239, and ran a 4.3. It intrigues me with a guy like that because I'm not missing out on Michael Parsons 2.0. Running a 4.3, that size, can play outside and in, DK.
Rare air, as your coach likes to say. Rare air.
I'm super intrigued, but this is his thing. Injuries. If I've seen him be injured before, somebody higher up told me this, then they're probably going to be injured later. And that's what bothers me when it comes down to Nolan Smith. Huge talent.
Sky Hunter says, hey, Moan, are the Steelers really the type of organization that would draft a player like Jalen Carter despite all the red flags? Much love from Germany. I'm going to jump in on this one, Moan, since I was at the press conference Monday in which Mike Tomlin addressed this question in the appropriate and general sense, meaning the question wasn't asked about Jalen Carter and the answer wasn't given about Jalen Carter. But that said, you know how you're in the room and everybody knows? All right, so that's going on, right?
Yeah.
And Tomlin says plain and simple, and this was the part of this, the phrase that I found most compelling. He said, we will make a Steelers-centric decision. We will make a Steelers decision on this. They will do their own investigating. He actually used the term private investigator. That's always sounds really sinister, but it's not. It's just that's what private investigators do, stuff like divorces and whatever else. They catch somebody cheating, or they do this for NFL teams. Okay. They want to find out what he's all about. Good or bad.
There was a guy that you guys drafted in the first round in 2010 that they have had a private investigator on, Marquise Pouncey. Okay, he had his questions on or off the field too.
Both of them.
Like he said that somebody in this neighborhood, if I'm not mistaken, told me, hey, I think there's a guy over there watching for you. It's like, oh, this is what happens when you're first round draft pick and they don't know much about you. They do those types of things. But I'll say this.
Wait. They're sitting in the car, like on the side of the road, like a TV show.
Yeah. He said
dragging a cigarette.
He was informed that, hey, I think that guy's over there watching for you. And it was confirmed by Marquise. Like, yeah, they had guys watching me to try to figure out what his life is like outside of the football field. But our friend from Germany, I'll say this, man. Don't be holier than thou when it comes down to this, okay? Culture affects a lot of stuff. Guys are young. You've also cheered for guys who's had legal problems that corrected themselves on the field and you still cheered for him. Okay.
Yeah, don't act above it. Don't act above it.
I'm personally a fan to the end of Martavis Bryant of what could have happened, should have happened. Right? Let's be real about this, okay? Like we all understand what's going on when you have a supreme talent. Jalen Carter, DK, how you feel about his talent?
Oh, I mean, I'd be wasting everybody's time evaluating that. You know, everyone knows what he can do. He's a game wrecker. He's a game wrecker. He is what you want on that line. He is I'm going to start throwing out names here, and people hate when you do that because they're like, he's not going to be this or that. Or listen, he's a game wrecker at the level of a Stephon Tuitt. He's somebody who's just going to come in and say, and that's Steph. When Steph was at his very best, so was Bud. Okay, Keegan Short comes in. I love this. I don't know that I've ever heard anybody ask you this. Says, hey, Moan, what was the feeling like to see a fan wearing your jersey in the stadium?
You know what?
Hines Ward would go and give the ball to the first 86 he'd find and things like that. You saw 73s. How did it feel? Your relatives don't count.
No, relatives don't count, but I'm still appreciative of it. I'm super appreciative of it because you spend your hard-earned money on the jersey of my name with my name on it as an undrafted. The first time I saw that, I was just like, just really shocked and amazed by it because we all live this dream of playing in the NFL, but it's certain stuff that make it actually real for you when you're in my position or a lower round guy, and that's seeing people with your jersey. I drive to the stadium and I double take like, was that my jersey?
That was a 73. It wasn't Kendall Simmons.
And it wasn't Kendall Simmons. Yeah. Appreciation through the roof, Keegan, man. Like, legitimately, that's one of those, man, I kind of made it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And DK, I'll tell you, I struggle with the validation of, like, being in the league. Like, what's your importance? When I came back and we did the show live, I was just like, the love that I got from, like, the Steelers, I didn't know it was that. So seeing you guys with my jersey on was by far one of the coolest things ever.
Now, I have to follow up on this. Did you ever go into a pro shop or a place like ours here downtown and say, I wonder if they have my number on there? Did you? Did you say, but you're doing this through the rack?
This is the thing. You had the special order mine. I knew that. I knew you had the special order mine, DK. I wasn't. So that's why I appreciated it even more. Now, mine wasn't up on the wall with TJ, Ben, Pounce, all those. No, I wasn't up there.
Williams is all over you here. Williams says, is it glasses day?
Yeah, it is. I had a late night last night. Y'all know I get up early, too. I had a charity benefit I had to go to last night, so contacts are out of the equation today. I appreciate that, William Duff. Bill McDuffie.
Brian Junker's the only person on the planet who doesn't like Patrick Peterson at corner for this year. What? Just say that you didn't see anything that he did in Minneapolis last year. Just say that part out loud, you know?
But this is the thing, too. He told you he wasn't that fast anymore. What did he say his attributes are?
Yeah,
he's mentally.
It's up here.
And this is also this, too, is if they get a first or second round pick at corner, you get a veteran that plays corner that can teach him up. So there's value in that, too, Brian. Like, I know, like, they keep guys around because why, DK? They're good for the room.
Sure.
Pat P is good for the room.
And he'll be great for the room if they end up drafting a corner up high, which they still probably will, whether it's 17 or not.
But this is also the other thing, too, is when coaches know your weaknesses, they know how to coach around that. If Pat P is a step slow, heck, Joe Hayden was a step slow and it still was working it.
Find a way.
You find a way to outsmart.
You find a way. You say, listen, Joe, we only need you going from here to here. All right? We got you beyond this line, okay? You just go from here to here. Paulie says, hey, Moan, when the Steelers interviewed players before the draft, is it always over dinner or is it sitting in an office or is it Coach T sitting with a fan seeing if they're willing to put their face into the fan? Okay, Paulie's he fancies himself a bit of a comedian there, but
yeah, I see that. I'll say this: my pre-draft interview with them was at the combine. The players that get the dinners, okay, they're the upper echelon type dudes.
You didn't get food.
I didn't
give you
like
a gift certificate for Starbucks or something.
Man, I got 15 minutes, DK, and I was out. You hear me? But it was like this: I walk into the room in the train cart in Indy. In that room is Kev, Coach T, Mr. Rooney, offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, all the coaches and scouts around, people in front and behind you taking notes, and you're just sitting there like, yes, sir. Well, I did this because of that, and this is because of, oh my gosh, heart is
I'll bet.
beating through your chest. It's
they also want to see that. They also want to see how you respond to that.
I told you one of the craziest questions I was asked was my college coach, Philip Former, got fired in my senior year.
Oh, I remember this.
And one of the questions they asked me, why'd you get your head coach fired? I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah. Like, how do you answer that question? All they wanted to do was see me go. That's all they wanted to see me go.
Yeah.
And I gave up.
It's deliberately loaded.
I just told him, he was like, you were captain on the team. You were this and you were that. You're supposed to be one of the guys that are a leader. And this is the thing. Coach T knew how to prod me. He's always kind of known that in that sense because he knew if he challenged my leadership that he'd get me to act out of character.
Yep.
He push a button. That's what they were doing.
After this next question, we're going to reveal the big surprise that was promised everybody today.
David
Kranek says, hey, Moan, do wide receivers get a say in their route trees? That, of course, would involve having that wide receiver naturally have a direct line to the offensive coordinator.
No, you know what they do well. And this is the other portion of it, too, is a lot of the times the quarterback knows what he want a guy to run. Is based on the quarterback. If you say, hey, I want the ball more often, and you're him, as the young kids like to say, if you're him, then they'll find a way to give you the ball, get you the quick screen, get you the quick slant, stack guys up to give you the ball. But if you're asking for it, you better deliver. That's the other portion of you being able to say, hey, I want to do more. Well, guess what? You do this really good, so continue to do that.
With all due respect, an even better answer comes from CTD, who says, ask George P. Yeah. George P. had no input.
No input.
Now, listen, if you're Antonio Brown, Todd Haley still doesn't want you knocking on his office door.
No.
Okay? But if you're Antonio Brown and you say, listen, if I cut underneath here and I do this, that guy watching the film that we're playing against this Sunday, he can't make that move. He can't follow me in there. Can we try something like that? That's a conversation that can be had even right there on the practice field, Mona.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys they're not coaching from Mount Olympus.
And this is the thing, too. If you got an issue, go talk to the coach in private, and they'll find a way for you. And they may tell you, look, it's not enough ball for you to go around right now. Just continue to work on your craft. And if we see something in practice, as crazy as that sounds, if we see something in practice, we'll come to you then. It's like that sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Jacob Kramer says the Steelers will shock the world and take 2 corners in the first. Jacob, don't do that to us,
Jacob,
man.
Don't do that. There you go. You're the guy on Reddit that's saying that Will Levis is going number 1 overall, too. Are you him?
Yeah, we don't need any of that. All right, is everyone ready for the surprise? Okay, here's how this works now. Dolly's been working on this for quite a while now, and we're going to begin. Is it available now? Okay, we are going to begin offering what's referred to on YouTube as a membership. Now, that sounds really dramatic or whatever. It's not. What you do is up there next to the subscribe button. It's just to the right of it. If you're on desktop, just hit join. And what happens is you go in there and you'll have access to the most amazing emojis. She's made all of these herself. One is if you like something that you hear, you hit the Ramon emoji. Is that how that goes? Ramon is the like button because we all like Ramon.
That's me. That's me.
If you don't like something, you hit the Browns helmet, but you hit it hard. You hit it as hard as Mason Rudolph's head did once.
Oh,
that's how hard you hit it.
That's tough.
Right.
That's tough.
We also have a Hey Moan emoji, and then there's another one. Oh, there's me.
There's DK. Where is it at? I'm on YouTube right now. I got to do it on the desktop or where, DK?
You go to the top right, she said. You find join. 99 cents. You see it up there?
Yeah. I got to be on the desktop or can I be on my phone, DK?
I don't know. Can you do it on the phone? Ramon wants to know. I'm sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's there somewhere.
Okay.
We've already got see these green balloons that are coming in?
I see.
They're flying in here. Look at all this.
What the heck?
Yeah, but this is going to add a fun element to the show. Now, what you don't see, at least you haven't heard yet from me, is that you will also, by becoming this member, you can get all of that money back and then some, because you get half off a full year subscription to DK Pittsburgh Sports. Half off, right? Half? Yeah. So, which costs way more than 99 cents. And is worth it, I should add.
Yeah, it's always worth it, man.
You can turn this into a really healthy transaction, you know?
Yeah, I still got to find it. What's the directions again for the people that don't know how to do this, DK?
I don't see it on the phone. Yeah, she doesn't see it.
Yeah, on the phone it's not there?
She doesn't see it on the phone. So you'll
say less.
But you can do it on a desktop. And, next time you get a chance, it doesn't go away. It's not just there for whenever the show is live. It's there all the time.
Okay. Well, I'm about to add it myself then, DK. See if I can do this live. So I'm not a jabroni, man. Like, come on.
Yeah. And if any of you see a way to do it on the YouTube app, let us know because, yeah, we're clearly brand new here. Teresa says she doesn't see it on her phone, but you'll find it on the desktop. The other nice thing about this, here on the YouTube app, Randy says that the join is next to the notification bell. This is why we have Randy around. This is why we keep Randy. Hey, Randy, got a minute? And we say, Randy, come on out. You want to straighten us out?
Yeah. Okay. I'll find it in a second.
Ryan says it's under the $.
That ain't even showing up on mine because either way, I'll find it, DK.
We'll get there. See,
we'll get there.
I can't do that and toggle all the comments.
Me either, man. We'll figure it out. There's no biggie on that. I appreciate y'all for joining. We got a lot of joining right now.
Oh yeah, they're still coming in here, and Isaiah says he just did it on the mobile app, so it's there. You know, you guys are crafty. You'll figure it out. But this is going to be the next thing. The next thing I want to see is for those of you who joined. Okay. Send in a question with one of these new emojis, like the Ramon one or the Hey Moan or whatever it is. That's not going to be a requirement or anything to get your question answered. We're not getting elitist here on you. We just want to make the place a little bit more fun.
Yeah, for sure. $sign thing. Super chat.
James says Moan has iOS because I can't find it either. Moan does have iOS. I know that for a fact. But yeah, go ahead and ask a question of some kind and put one of these new emojis on there, and we'll continue our dialogue here on the eve.
Watch this that comes through. I got in somehow.
You did?
Yeah, well, I ended up, look at that. Hold up. It'll come through in a minute. I'm a goof when it comes down to it, DK.
I just want to see your emoji here.
No, I just ended up loving this show. I bought. Oh, wow. That's cool.
What, did you get it?
No, not yet. I'll get it, DK. Don't trip.
I want to see one of these emojis.
I'm on the bell. This is time wasting right here. My bad, y'all.
Is anybody putting up the one of the emojis here? That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I see it on my phone. I actually see it on. You can see it on your phone, not on the.
Ramon says, "I love this show."
Y'all are awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Did he tip himself? Somebody wants to know.
I did. Rod, you see me?
Are you seeing the emojis?
I'm putting them in, but I don't know. I have to be logged into my personal account where I subscribe.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if the emojis will make it to. I think you know what it is. I think the emojis won't. Oh, they make it down there in the comments. Okay, I see what it is. They're not showing up on the live because we do that through StreamYard, huh?
Maybe they are. I'm trying to. I don't know where my chat is.
Yeah, she's trying to figure it out here. We're doing this like right in front of you guys. If somebody has an actual football question, we can do that too here.
Yeah.
Let's go with. Aaron says, how do you get a question answered? Throw a
Where
fit
we
like
at?
Kyle. Where you, Aaron? We're right here,
Aaron,
man.
I didn't even see your question, Aaron. I highlighted that one just to see if I can see what you were talking about, man. And then you didn't even ask the question.
We can do that here. Damian said that rumors are coming out that the Ravens are close to acquiring DeAndre Hopkins. What in the heck is going on in Baltimore?
Nobody knows. The more and more quarterbacks get signed, I think Joe Burrow's about to start working on his deal. The worse it gets for Lamar. If they don't get a deal done before this draft, Lamar is stuck. Who you going to negotiate with? I saw that the 49ers said that they kicked the tires on Lamar Jackson earlier this offseason to inquire about him, but nothing has come from it. That's the worst thing that he can have going on right now. His bread is going down, I think. And the idea that he has the buying power, he doesn't right now. I hate that for him, man. But either way, I hope we get a clean sweep on the Ravens regardless, DK.
Well, what we're seeing here on to give you the update on the emojis here is that what happens is they go through this thing that we use called StreamYard. Okay. And StreamYard is taking them and turning them into this. See what Russell has? They just turned into the words, "Hey, Moan." If we were to do this on straight YouTube Live, which we just might do,
But people are seeing them correctly.
people are seeing them there. They're not
Yeah,
seeing
we
them
can
on
see
the
them
show.
there.
They're not seeing it on the video. Yeah, they're not seeing it on the video.
Whew.
So we can sort all this out here. But thanks to everybody for jumping in
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
And we can just do this on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think our disparity, you see the number of members or people that are in this right now?
Yeah.
Okay. There's 520 up there. You want to hear a number?
What's that?
12 of them are on Facebook.
Okay.
One of them is on Twitch. So that's our distribution right now. So we don't have to be on all of those. We could just Leo says, "Why a Browns helmet?" Come on, Leo.
Because, bro, there ain't be something good coming out of Cleveland. Browns. Even when they're good, we still beat them. So they're thumbs down. That's what that is. The Browns helmet is a thumbs down, Leo. Yeah. We'll do that one.
My wife wants to know if we want a Kyle emoji.
We'll leave Kyle. We'll figure that one.
Ramon's way too nice, man.
We'll figure out what it's supposed to mean. I just want to figure out what a Kyle emoji is supposed to mean. That's all.
No. Andrew jumps in. He loves the show from Deming, New Mexico. We're going to take a couple more today. Actual football stuff. If I can dig some up here on the list. Favorite Barber says, "Hey, Moan, is there a team that you wish you got drafted by?" This feels loaded.
It does feel loaded. The first answer, easiest answer, anybody. Is the question.
That's what I thought you'd say.
I had two places I didn't want to roll. I didn't want to roll to California or New York to begin with. I'd have gone to Seattle before I went to either one of those, just because just a different lifestyle. And I wouldn't have wanted to absolutely go to Seattle because family. I just had a child. My girlfriend, now my wife, was still in Knoxville finishing school. New York and Cali was my no-goes. To be drafted by a team, I'm from Tennessee. I think naturally everybody want to play for the state that they're in.
Yeah.
And Tennessee didn't really have a football team, NFL team growing up. So my team that I liked was the Cowboys or the 49ers, but I didn't really have like that team. Yeah, for sure. That was a great question.
Dan wants to know if you've heard from Steph.
I haven't, but that makes it a point for me to reach out to him. I appreciate you asking that. I'll be a better person and reach out to Tua to see how he's doing, though. From my understanding, I think he just finished up his degree before he ended up retiring. So, yeah. You're right about that, Isaiah.
You know how sometimes people say, "Oh, that's a really good guy, really good guy." Steph, really, really good guy.
A Notre Dame man, all the way through for sure.
Yeah, that's man.
Yeah.
Steph.
If we could have had him, Lord,
I was just gonna say, just another couple of years, right?
Another couple of years out of Steph.
You want to talk about going out on top?
Yeah,
played
buddy.
Every game, dominated at the same level that Cam did. Right next to him. That is very, very good stuff here. All right, we're ending with this one today.
I like it.
Jeff, fearless predictions. That's not wishes. That's not hopes. That's not crossing your fingers. It's an actual prediction on 17 for the draft.
17 for the draft.
You want me to buy you a minute?
No, I'm going to go ahead and roll with it.
Here we go.
Pittsburgh moves up.
That's
to 9, and they take Christian Gonzalez.
Oh, you went corner.
I did. That just makes it. It makes it make sense. I said D tackle. I got a feeling Jalen Carter ain't gonna fall past 6.
Okay.
He's just not.
Okay.
I don't know if we were willing to move up to 6. Our sweet spot of moving up to me is 8 to 11.
Okay.
8 to 11 is where I see us actually drafting at.
I have the Pittsburgh Steelers moving up to get Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State. A wise man once told me, this is in my business, that as a reporter, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do. And over the past year and a half, this management team, notably Mike Tomlin, since he's been the consistent figure with the changing over of the GMs, has gone out of its way to replace, to find the successors to the gentleman in the other box next to me and to the other guys who were on that line who were a fixture for this team for 11 years, not 10, 11. Okay? And they tried it the old school way, and it failed. It fell flat on its face. And ever since then, they have put their money where their mouth is. They have spent on the offensive line like at no other position. In fact, it's not even close. And then when we thought they were done, they still go and replace Ramon ultimately with Isaac Seumalo. Okay, and then they're still not done. I really believe that. I think they're going to get the left tackle. I think
you got them moving up.
You have to.
Okay.
You have to. Right around your same range, though.
Yeah.
Right around your same range.
Victor, by the way, congratulations to you and your wife. Is that our Josh? Nah, that ain't him. That can't be him.
Who's that?
Joshua Dobbs, the one you just put up there. That can't be him. Yeah,
you
no, that can't be him.
You never know how that stuff works.
If that's him, he'll text me. Well, I'll let you know afterwards.
I want to formally welcome Kerry Russell and everybody else who has joined us as a member of this program. Enjoy your emojis and everything else. And I can tell you that we're going to be spending tonight trying to figure out how to get those emojis to show on this live thing. We think there's a way. It's probably going to involve just going YouTube live, but we'll see.
Which it won't mess up the product for them, right, DK?
Not in the slightest. No. If you're on Facebook, just come on over.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Nothing at all hard about that. So, all right, guys.
Tomorrow's the day, DK.
Tomorrow's the day. I am stoked. People who are asking when we're going to be on, it's the same time, 4 p.m. Okay, because both Ramon and I have other engagements. Eastern time, sorry, 4 p.m. Eastern. How very East Coast of me. 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Hendersonville, Tennessee time.
Yes, sir.
And we will be doing that at 4 p.m. And then you're on your own, and we will meet again here Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, man. Right? I'm looking forward to this. Don't stick around. DK and I have no surprises after the show.
Nope. None. Bye.
See ya.
Is that the bell? I don't want to see the bell. The bell is like the trolley on the neighborhood of make-believe. I don't want to know how it moves on the tracks.
Look, I'm officially 4 eyes now. I'm officially 4 eyes.
I count 6, everybody, but that's because he didn't pass his Wonderlic test.
The S2.
Let's do it tomorrow, everybody.
Draft day.
Oh, wow.